In this week's issue of Neon Fastique, The Fanatic, Denny Fisher's enemy of the Doctor, the K1 robot. With Creepy Cheapies, the ultimate in horror latex with a creature from the Black Lagoon. And Print to Plastic, the ultimate space pirate Captain Zargon from Palitoy's Action Man. In 1976-77, British toy company Dennis Fisher, in collaboration with US toy maker Mego, set about releasing 5 characters and 1 playset for the hugely successful British TV show Doctor Who. Based around the adventures of the 4th Doctor played by Tom Baker, Dennis Fisher's action figure release included the Time Lord himself, Leela, a Dalek, Cyberman and the giant robot K1. Denny Fisher expanded the line further in 1978 with the inclusion of K9. The giant robot featured heavily in the first story televised featuring the newly regenerated Tom Baker as the Doctor and gave viewers a small taste of what was to come. Standing at around 9 inches tall and featuring 5 points of articulation, the K1 robot is extremely well detailed but poorly constructed, with nothing more than elastic bands holding the action figure together. The shoulder armour can be removed if so desired. The general release figure differs somewhat from the pre-production samples, with the latter featuring a chrome type body and better overall tooling. In 2008, released by toy company Character Options, the K1 robot appeared again forming part of a Build-A-Figure set. Released through Wave 1 of the Classic Series line, the figure assortment contained 8 various characters as seen throughout the decades of the television show. Each character from this series contained 1 part of the K1 robot, encouraging both fans and collectors to purchase the entire set. This re-released edition of the K1 robot is the most screen-accurate figure to date, and mimics the original Dennis Fisher's pre-production sample perfectly. The robot stands at over 6 inches tall with 10 points of articulation. The robot also comes complete with a disintegrator weapon, something not included with the original release from Dennis Fisher. Overall, both figures represent a specific time in the long history of Doctor Who collectibles, and for me, personally, represents the golden age of Doctor Who. There are many facets to collecting pop culture, and one of the more lucrative departments has become movie monster masks. For decades, the Universal Studio Monsters back catalogue had remained the #1 go-to for monster collectors, and the creature from the Black Lagoon is no exception. Designed by Millicent Patrick for the 1954 movie, the creature or Gillman has become one of the most coveted, enjoying many iterations based on the original design. Released in 2012 from Forum Novelties, this latest mask of the creature carries with it extreme cinematic importance. From the original 1954 movie, 2 creature suits were created, the underwater creature played by Rico Browning and what is often referred to as the land creature played by Ben Chapman. Many masks of the creature have been produced since 1954, but very few can boast that they are created using original studio moulds. For the most part, the majority of the creature masks are based on the underwater creature, but this particular mask is the first fully licensed mask created from the original land creature studio mould. Subtle alterations have also been incorporated by sculptor Ray Hikus, mainly around the eyes, mouth and a skillfully concealed velcroed strip running along the spinal fins to aid either the wearer or for display. Overall, this latest mask is incredibly well detailed, complemented with a more comprehensive paint scheme, adding to the overall appeal, contributing to the long-lasting legacy of the Silver Age of movie monsters. One of the main staples of the British toy industry throughout the 1970s and early 1980s was Palitoy's Action Man. Arguably inspired by the United States success story G.I. Joe, Action Man became the UK's #1 boys toy with an ever-increasing range of 12-inch action figures, uniforms, vehicles and accessories. However, with the explosion of renewed interest in science fiction ignited by Star Wars in 1977, toy companies scrambled to find the next best toy to capitalise on this new, reawakened interest in science fiction. Palitoy's answer debuted in 1979 with their Space Rangers line created by Greg Hughes, but it wasn't until 1981 that the arch nemesis Captain Zargon was introduced, completing the ensemble of good versus evil. The action figure itself represents a standard Action Man physique, moulded in a satin black with the same unique articulation. One major noticeable change carried out during the design process was Zargon's head sculpt. Originally intended to feature a full grotesque skull-like appearance, this was later changed to a semi-masked facial feature. With glowing eyes shielded with a green posable visor, Captain Zargon does extremely well at evoking fear in his enemies. The torso of the figure is further complemented with additional details such as the cybernetic print on the chest and legs, silver gauntlets, belt and boots. This and the added shoulder and chest armour adorned with Zargon's logo, while sporting a sword blaster-like weapon, the whole figure is complemented with a traditional villainous black cloak, contributing to Zargon's enduring legacy. In next week's issue of Neon Fastique, comics scene from the Mighty Thor and more from Donny Cates, with Creepy Cheapies, Galaxy of Terror with a Metalunar Mutant, the Latex from Outer Space, and Comic Collector featuring King in Black, reading and collecting Marvel's latest and darkest comic book event Part 1. All this and more in next week's edition of Neon Fastique. Stay awesome.